My partner, let's call her Sarah, and I are moving into a new home soon. We're planning a small housewarming party with just our immediate family, including siblings. Sarah wants to invite her brother, his wife, Estelle, and their 2 young children. I am strongly opposed to this due to Estelle's past behavior. Sarah's reasons for wanting to invite them. She wants her brother and his kids to be part of this milestone, which I understand and want. She hopes to maintain a positive relationship with her brother, a desire I share. She's worried that not inviting them will cause more family drama. Our relationship with her brother and Estelle is already strained, and her parents are understandably struggling with this situation. My reasons for not wanting to invite Estelle. Verbal abuse. Estelle has been verbally abusive to both Sarah and me on multiple occasions over the years. Fuck off incident. Last year, during an argument, Estelle told both Sarah and me to fuck off and never come back to my in-laws' house. She denies saying this, despite my mother-in-law witnessing and calling her out on it. Physical aggression. At a family gathering, Estelle physically kicked me to get me out of her way. It was a repeated kicking at the back of my heel. While it may not sound extreme, it was intentional and aggressive. Microaggressions. Estelle regularly engages in microaggressions. I've called her out on these in the past, but she refuses to take ownership. Unfortunately, her family often exhibits similar behavior when interacting with mine. I admit that I have reacted with microaggressions at times as well. However, I see this as a reactive measure to reinforce my boundaries. I am not perfect, and I am working on this. The problem: to maintain any semblance of a relationship with Estelle, Sarah and her family consistently have to brush her behavior under the rug. I believe this is an unintentional contribution to reinforce the behaviors she consistently exhibits. After the fuck off incident last year, I reached my breaking point. While Sarah's parents have tried to get Estelle to take some responsibility for her actions, not necessarily even apologize, nothing has changed. We now rarely interact with her, outside of obligatory civility at family gatherings. This constant need to tiptoe around Estelle's behavior creates tension and stress, even during what should be happy family occasions. Sarah and I agree on almost everything, but this is a major point of contention. She wants to avoid making things worse by excluding her brother's family, which I understand. However, I believe I have the right to protect my mental health and stand by my principles. I no longer feel obligated to play nice and allow someone who has been abusive and disrespectful into our home, especially since she hasn't even acknowledged her behavior. I'm not demanding an apology at this point, just some acknowledgement of what she's done. I know this puts Sarah in a difficult and very unfair spot, and I feel for her. But AITA for refusing to invite her Estelle to our housewarming? Edit. A lot of questions being asked about Sarah's brother in all this. I have some biased opinions on this, but I will try and stick to facts. He has previously backed his partner whenever there have been disagreements. I can't fault him for that. I would do the same for Sarah in public. Remember, they have 2 children. Sometimes he attends family gatherings/functions without the Estelle. His behavior, in my opinion, is warmer than. When we got gifts for their children for Christmas, we asked Sarah's parents to pass the gifts to the kiddos on our behalf mid-December. Sarah received a message nearer to the new year than Christmas from her brother saying along the lines of, "Thanks for the gifts, but why didn't you come give it yourself and play with the kids?" To me, suggesting he wants to brush this under the rug and not address. We did try and speak to Sarah's brother, and he wants to move on without acknowledging any incidents. A common phrase being, "Let's draw a line here and start fresh each time." During these discussions, the Estelle always has to somehow leave or stays quiet.